What's up everyone, welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Before we begin, make sure to hit the like and subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon. We're posting 4 videos every day, so make sure to check back every single day. We're aiming for 20k subscribers and get a deal in the description if you haven't already. This is not financial advice. Welcome to Crypto Maximalist. Let's begin. What's up guys, so just before we begin, make sure to hit the subscribe and bell icon. People aren't seeing our content and that's probably because you haven't hit the bell. Thank you again for all your support. We're so proud of the amazing community that we've built. So we're just taking a look at NEAR here, and as you can see, it's currently having a massive breakout, actually to all-time highs, I believe. According to this chart anyway, it looks as though we are hitting some all-time highs right now, around $10 per token for NEAR. And we thought we'd cover NEAR again today because we do think it's very interesting, basically, how the price action is actually doing in comparison to the market right now. Obviously, over the past few days, we have had quite a large correction, mostly due to what we can only describe as with the El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. Obviously, there was quite a large community of people that were essentially saying about how they basically wanted to, all buy a little bit of Bitcoin to pump the price. And, when these kinds of events are organized, usually what happens is the whales they get wind of what's going on and they basically dump the price at the time of the organization of the event. And then basically what happens is the price gets absolutely smashed down. And when Bitcoin gets absolutely annihilated, you can see that the entire market as follows. If we just take a quick look at Bitcoin, you can see here it's actually come all the way down, pretty much perfectly touched that previous level of resistance of that whole range, flipped into support. And you can see it's holding the 55 moving average here, really nice for a bit of continuation. So you can see with NEAR, the reason why it's so interesting is because we've got absolutely no sign at all that NEAR is actually suffering whatsoever from the market dip. It's actually just started absolutely ripping in comparison, which is really interesting. So if we do a little bit of technical analysis here so you can get an idea of what's been going on. Obviously we had the big crash in May here where we came down, we form a little bit of a range looking, you could say essentially looking something, realistically we're looking something like this, aren't we? Where we come down, I mean, arguably the first range is looking something like this, and then we actually do have a secondary range looking something like this, where basically what's happened is we've come down for NEAR, obviously back up here and down. We've formed a little bit of a range, a smaller range like this, but we never got back to the top of where we actually formed this bit of a range here of this resistance. We come down, we're rolling over under our EMAs this entire time. I always do this, don't I? I always undo my boxes. Let's just draw that back in like that. So basically we come all the way down like this. We're ranging for essentially about a month here, stuck under our EMAs. But, we basically get smashed down by another Bitcoin drop. We come down into the next little range like this, still stuck under the 20 EMA. But then we come down, we have the fake out to the downside of this range as well, where Bitcoin was below 30k. Everyone's saying we're in the bear market. And then we obviously bounce to the upside here. We get back above the 20. We consolidate under the 55 really bullishly. We come back up. We actually retest the 55 here as support, really bullish. We come up to our next level of resistance, which is this range here, in between levels at around, what is this, $2.80? And around $3.60, a nice little range here. We come up, we have a bit of a pullback here, and then we absolutely rip all the way up to essentially, in and around that range high that we did make all the way back here in May. We come up here in, halfway through August. NEAR is absolutely ripping, by the way, right now. As you can see, look at this candle, absolutely crazy. So basically what happened is we come up, we break out of our range, we have a nice big pump all the way up to pretty much, we're getting up to decent levels here, almost to the all-time high in reality, up to this next resistance at around, upwards of, you would say, around $7.40 here. But it did seem as though we got to around $6.60 here, in and around this area of structure. We had a bit of a pullback and a correction. We coiled really nicely, and then obviously we come back up to the all-time high, another little bit of a pullback, and then as you can see, NEAR today is absolutely ripping. You can see right now, over the past few days, we're actually up a massive amount. If I just draw this in, you'll be able to see what we're looking at. We're looking at, almost 100% gains in essentially, what is this, the space of 2 days? So absolutely incredible price action for NEAR. It's obviously doing extremely well. The protocol's got loads of really cool news coming out. It's a really strong project. It is creeping up the market cap leaderboards as well. It's basically, it's starting to appeal to a lot more people, I think, especially with Ethereum gas fees currently. Everyone's looking for alternatives, and NEAR is obviously, it's basically offering a very nice layer one alternative essentially for a lot of different platforms, because this interoperability war this interoperability that we're going to be seeing in the future. Near is obviously at the forefront of that with a really nice amount of interoperability, and it's probably going to play a big part in the ecosystem of all these projects in the future. So obviously having a huge pump right now. So in terms of short-term price predictions, we would say, you know, realistically, a pump like this, it's going to run out of steam, you know, sooner rather than later when you look at how overextended it is. Yeah, obviously, because we're in price discovery mode right now, we don't know exactly how high things could go. But just realistically, you can see we're probably hovering in and around that $10 level. And if we do start to roll over from this level, because it is quite a psychological level, you'd probably expect yourself to roll back down at least to, you know, maybe that previous level here of the previous daily candle of around, what is this, $8.60. Maybe if we roll over even further, we could come down to around that $7.40 kind of area. Obviously, we've got the 20 moving average is going to be coming up like this as well, which will act as support in combination with these sorts of levels if we do keep rolling over. And then in terms of extensions, I mean, if we just throw a Fibonacci on this just for argument's sake of this previous little move here, you can see we've actually got a fib extension, the 227, coming in at around $11, which is, if we did continue to see a pump, we'll probably see that psychological kind of level being quite a decent bit of resistance, we would say. So those would be our short-term price predictions for what's going to happen for Near in the short term. And if we just take a quick look, if we put this on auto, we take a quick look at some Fibonacci retracements here. If we just take this from the previous high here down to this low, we can get an idea of throughout the remainder of the bull run what we could be potentially looking at for Near here. And as you can see, we have actually broken out here. We've got this $11.70 here as our 127 extension as a first price target. We've got the 141 coming in at around $14.30. We've got the 161 here coming in at around $20-ish. And then we've got the 227 at a massive $56, which would be an absolutely crazy gain for Near. A very, very nice little price target. Congratulations to anyone who bought Near down here at around $1.50, because you would be up, you know, what is this, 5.5x right now. So absolutely crazy gains. Top quality protocol. Looking forward to seeing what it's doing in the future. That's it, guys. We'd like to thank everyone so much for their support. If you've got any questions or suggestions, please leave them down below, and don't forget to subscribe and then hit the real subscribe button, which is the bell icon, to stay up to date with the 4 videos that we post every single day. Remember, if you want to support the channel more directly and get a ton of benefits and insight, as well as joining our growing community, consider the Patreon or YouTube membership down below. You can also sign up to our free Telegram via the description as well. All the links are in the description for affiliate links for discounts and free crypto, so go check them all out below. There's plenty of goodness on offer. Please like and subscribe. We are Crypto Maximalists.